Comfortable luxury shoes. Is that possible? Yes. Lifestyle with Isabella. Learn to look the best. Hi everyone, welcome to Lifestyle with Isabella. It is so frustrating when you spend so much money on a pair of luxury shoes, and because they are uncomfortable, you only wear them once or twice a year. The rest of the time, they sit in your closet gathering dust. In this video, I will share with you which luxury shoes are comfortable to wear for hours and which to avoid. And at the end of the video, I will share the little tip I use to purchase most of these luxury shoes on sale. Even though it is summer now, I am going to include boots in this video because I want this video to be very comprehensive. So let's just start with boots. The most comfortable boot I have found, it is this boot from Manolo Blahnik. I can wear it for hours and I can wear it with skirts, dresses and pants because it has a heel, so it's very versatile. I really got my money out of these boots. However, do not think that all boots from Manolo Blahnik are going to be comfortable. I have these booties right here from Manolo Blahnik, and they are comfortable, but I could not wear these for hours and hours. Yes, the heel height on these booties, it is slightly higher than these, but the heel height is not affecting the comfort. The reason these booties are less comfortable is if you pay close attention, the length of the foot on the comfortable boot is longer and the toe is not as pointy as it is on the bootie. So when you shop for boots, pay attention at the length of the foot and also at how pointy the toe is. The next boot I'm going to show you is going to be from Rag Bone. These boots, I would not say you're a true luxury boot because of the price point. Full price, they cost in the $400 to $500 price range, but also $400–500 for a pair of boots is not inexpensive. So they're like a more lower tier luxury boot. But they are so comfortable, I have to include them in this video. I have this bootie from Rag Bone. This one is in black and it ties to the side. It looks so beautiful. I also have this one in brown. I have worn this one so much, as you can see on the back. I also have several other pairs from Rag Bone boots. I have never had any issue with discomfort with boots from Rag Bone. It doesn't matter how long I had them in my feet. These are one of my go-to boots for comfort in the winter. If we are talking comfort, the next boot I'm gonna show you, no, it is not luxury. But how can you talk comfort and not include Uggs? However, most of the Uggs I wear are not the big, chunky Uggs. When I buy an Ugg boot, I buy it in this style. It looks so cute and stylish. It's hard to believe it's an Ugg. I also have this one in brown. But because they are Uggs, they are lined with fur on the inside. You don't even need to wear socks. You just slip your foot in and your feet stay warm, cozy, and comfortable for the whole time you have these on. I do have Uggs that are the typical big chunky ones like this one, but if I buy the big chunky Uggs that we usually know and with which we are familiar, I buy them in a fun design like this one. This one has the big pump on here, also is in white, so it's a bit of a different color. Obviously, they're so comfortable, warm and cozy. I highly recommend them, even though they're definitely not a true luxury boot. But look at these, they're adorable. Imagine them with white leggings and a white tunic. Definitely they will look a lot more expensive than what they are. Now let's talk Christian Louboutin. Christian Louboutin shoes are known for their beauty. They have such beautiful shoes, but they are not known for their comfort. And do not think if you buy boots from Christian Louboutin that you're gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna show you one of my worst shoe purchases ever. Are these boots here from Christian Louboutin? As you can see from the sole, I did try to wear them the best I could. However, they are not comfortable. I even went with a style of boot that's not very pointy. I thought if I go with a rounded toe, it will be better. I also did not go with a heel that's very pointy or very tall. They're just not comfortable. I don't know, they are just not. They look beautiful, yes, but I had them for about 10 years and I haven't worn them in about 8 years. This is the classic example of just sitting in my closet, gathering dust. And to make it even worse, I paid full price for them, which was about $1,200. And then, of course, I did try the traditional Christian Louboutin shoe right here. And as you can see from the wear on the heel, on the sole, I did try to wear them the best I could. They're just not comfortable. They look so beautiful on my feet. My legs look a mile long in them, but they're not comfortable. But I did find a type of Christian Louboutin shoe that is comfortable to wear for hours. They're flats. These, look at the sole. I wore them a lot. I wore them to the point that probably they are worn out. I have to discard of them. This has been one of my favorite flats to wear. Yes, I have worn them a lot. Even wore them grocery shopping. I also have these flats from Christian Louboutin. Aren't they snazzy? I love them. Look at that. I did wear them a lot. Lately, I haven't worn them as much because I just don't wear silver and gray colors a whole lot. But these shoes are comfortable. So if you do want to buy something from Christian Louboutin, consider buying their flats. I had a great experience with flats from them so far. And I love their flats so much because of the comfort, and they look so cute. I mean, look at the gold sparkle and look at the spikes on this. I paid full price for these. I believe I got them when I was still on the wait list. But these were definitely worth the money, worth the wait, because I've been getting my money out of these. Let's focus on booties now. The most comfortable luxury booties I have found are from Aquazzura. They are comfortable and pretty and sexy and adorable, everything you want in a bootie. And I bought these on sale. I also bought these on sale. And I bought these on sale. I wish you could feel the leather. It's so soft. The heel support, the arch support is amazing. Even though, look at the heel, I believe that's a 4-inch heel. I wore these in New York this past fall. I walked in them for several blocks. My feet did not hurt a bit. The leather didn't rub at all against my skin. And okay, I was surprised especially by this kind of bootie because, as you can see, they tie around my ankle, and usually high heel shoes that tie around the ankle tend to be not as comfortable because you're not quite as stable and you have to tie them tighter to get the stability, but then they kind of hurt the skin around the ankle. These booties have been amazing. If I knew they were this comfortable, I would have bought several pairs of them to have when these wear out. While I was going over my inventory back there on the table, I realized that when I was talking about rag bone, back when we were covering boots, I left out some rag bone sandals that I have, which are also very comfortable. I have them in this nude color, and it has a bit of a chunky heel, and it's a tall heel, but you're super comfortable. The leather is very soft around the toes. I also have them in this very snazzy red color, and I also have them in black. So far, my experience with rag bone shoes, even though, again, you're not a true luxury designer, has been amazing in terms of comfort, but also in terms of looks. These sandals are very pretty. Now let's talk about the classic pump. Undoubtedly, no question about it, the designer that makes the most beautiful but also the most comfortable pump is Manolo Blahnik. I have, I'm sure, over 100 pairs of shoes from Manolo Blahnik. I have a lot of the pumps from Manolo Blahnik. Usually with closed-toe shoes, especially with the pointy ones, it is an unnatural pain to squeeze my toes into this. I don't know how Manolo Blahnik does it, but my toes just slide right in. These are one of my go-to nude shoes. I also have this beautiful BB pump blue shoes, but I have dozens of others in my closet. Now, if you want to take Manolo Blahnik pumps to an even extra level of comfort, let me place this back here. It is this kind of pump. You notice it has a bit of a longer foot, but to help you define them, they have a flower on top of it. And let's see, I can find, you notice the flower. I don't know they are made right now, but if they make them again, and if you come across the Manolo Blahnik pump with the flower, you can rest assured that they're gonna be very comfortable. So I have them in black. This is my second pair of this kind of black pump because I wore out the first pair. I have them, as you saw, in animal print. I also have them in purple. They have the flower. I have them in nude. I have them in burgundy. I also have them in a slightly different shade of burgundy. I also have them in gray, and they are not black. I'll put them next to the black. They are just gray. You notice the difference. And I also have them in navy. Basically, whenever I see them, I buy them in all the colors they're available because of how comfortable they are. The only time, and I regret it up to this day, the first year I noticed these pumps, they were in two other colors. One of them was green, and I didn't buy them. I only bought the black, but I only chose one pair because I didn't realize how comfortable you're gonna be. Of course, by the time I wanted to buy them, they're not available anymore. Now, let's say you want to wear a closed-toe shoe, but you don't want the traditional closed-toe pump. You want to wear something more of this kind of slide. I had the best luck with this type of shoe from Aquazzura. They are so comfortable. I wore this pair so much, I already wore it out. They come in different colors, in different fabrics, different heel heights. This one is the one I have wore the most. It's a metallic, but I also have it in this color. You notice this has a smaller heel. I also have them, oh my goodness, look at this! This beautiful white and gold, just as comfortable. I also have them in this color. I haven't worn these yet. They still have the tag on. I got all these on sale. Now, because these slides are comfortable, do not think that this sandal from Aquazzura, which is basically the same concept as these slides, is comfortable. The only problem with this sandal is this strap. It feels sort of soft to the touch, but when you put these on, it is not. This kind of shoe I can only wear when I just don't do a lot of walking. I wore them one time at a boxing event and I had to do quite a bit of walking, and it was tough. So this kind of sandal, unfortunately, not good for a lot of walking just because of the strap. Time to look at sandals next. Since we are just talking about Aquazzura, this kind of sandal from Aquazzura, OMG, OMG, it's comfort on steroids. They also come in white and I couldn't find them. They sold out. Public service announcement, if anybody knows where I can get these sandals in white or any other color, please let me know. They are super comfortable and they look gorgeous, don't they? Can't go wrong with these. However, if I can only pick one shoe and I have to award to that shoe the most comfortable shoe ever of all times, of course it's Manolo Blahnik, is this kind of sandal. They are my all-time favorite, comfortable, look good, luxury shoe, everything in one, the best. I have them in black. I have them in this metallic. I wore this, look how much I wore these. They're almost worn out. And I also have them, even though I don't wear this color that much anymore, I also have them in pink. Anybody, if anybody knows where I can get this type of shoe again, please let me know. I am willing to pay full price. I especially want another pair of black. The metallic ones, I want them in white, I want them in nude. Manolo Blahnik, please make these again. I will pay you full price and I want 10 of them. I cannot thank you enough for designing this sandal. It is the most comfortable, the most beautiful sandal shoe I have ever owned. There are other types of sandals I have from Manolo Blahnik that are amazingly comfortable. A few I have here to show you are these in brown. They have a tall heel and skinny, but I don't know how Manolo Blahnik does it. He knows beauty and comfort, how to mesh it in one. I also have these, oh my goodness. These are again super comfortable. And I also have this really cute sandals from Manolo Blahnik. And I have dozens and dozens more of Manolo Blahnik in my closet. But these are, I think, some of the ones that really take comfort at an extra level. I want to point out two designers for luxury comfortable shoes that are a very good option for more of a flat shoe. One is Gianvito Rossi. I have the sandal from Gianvito Rossi. And also I have this one from Gianvito Rossi. The leathers on Gianvito Rossi shoes are so soft. They do not rub against my skin. The only reason I featured the flats from Gianvito Rossi in this video for luxury comfortable shoes, I do have a few of heels from this designer. The only problem with the heels, the leather is so soft to my skin, but the heels do not have good arch support. So my foot keeps sliding forward when I walk. I even tried a variation of kind of like this kind of shoe, which is very casual with a chunky heel, but a taller heel. As soon as I went to the taller heel, the arch support was lacking and my foot kept sliding forward. I am very disappointed by that because of how soft the leather would be. I hope maybe he will change the design, that he will provide better arch support for the heels, because then the entire line of shoes will be very comfortable. But for now, the flat shoes for Gianvito Rossi, great option for luxury shoes in which you can walk for hours. The second designer, and then we're gonna move to two designers that you should avoid, are these sandals from Stella McCarthney. I only have this one pair. I have worn these a lot. I had them for a long time. They are so super comfortable. The only bad thing is Stella McCarthney is not making the style anymore. I even searched this morning, but the only style now she makes is this kind with a very chunky sole, and you're pretty, but you're not my style. Actually, if you ever come across this kind of sandal from Stella McCarthney, please send me a message because I would like to buy them. It is time now to mention the luxury shoes that make my feet feel like they are in jail when I wear those shoes. So the first designer is, do you recognize the sandal? It is Jimmy Choo. Very pretty shoes, but oh my gosh, the leather, it is so hard to the skin. Really, when I have these sandals on, because I try to wear them sometimes to get my money's worth, I'm like, no, get my feet out of jail. I'm so sorry to say this about Jimmy Choo shoes, but they are so uncomfortable. I also had this pair of booties from Jimmy Choo, and I can only show you this picture of these booties because I threw them in the trash. And I paid full price for them. Well, you know, everybody hears Jimmy Choo shoes, Jimmy Choo shoes. So these booties are beautiful. I paid full price and I threw them in the trash. I also tried flats from Jimmy Choo, and the leather feels softer on the flats, but they're still just not comfortable. There's just something with the leather rubbing against my skin. My experience with Jimmy Choo has not been a good one. Based on my personal experience, I would recommend for you to stay away from Jimmy Choo shoes. And I'm so sorry to say that about them, but that has been my experience. I don't mean to like say negative things about them. Then let's move on. Okay, the next designer is, and this one I was truly disappointed because the shoes from Valentino are so beautiful. You're gorgeous. Look at these shoes. And I even bought these shoes that have a chunkier heel and just a bit of a platform, and look how good and beautiful they look on. But these shoes hurt my feet even if I just put the shoes on and I don't touch my feet to the ground. I just hold them in my feet and my feet start hurting. Not good. I ordered another pair of Valentino shoes. They were a heel about this height, and you're kind of like a slide, it's more of a casual slide. As soon as I put them on to try them, the leather was just feeling hard to my skin. I returned them. And from that point on, I said, I am not buying any more Valentino shoes. There is only one kind of shoe that I find worth having from Valentino. And no, they are not comfortable, but they have a good use. And there is this kind of shoe from Valentino. It is their jelly flat. They're completely made out of jelly, kind of like a plastic. They are such a good option for wearing at the pool. And even though you're not comfortable, you don't do a lot of walking when you are at the pool. But also because you're made out of jelly, you can get them wet. You're not gonna hurt the shoe, or you can wear them for when you go to the beach. If you get sand on them, you can just run them under the water and you're gonna be just fine. I have 2 pairs of this kind of shoe. This is the first pair I got of the jelly flat from Valentino. And last summer I bought these because the studs on this started to fall out. It was not the shoe's fault, it was my fault. I was lazy. I would take them out of my closet shelf and throw them on the ground instead of bending down to gently place them on the ground and then sliding my foot in. I will just take them in my hand off the shelf and drop them on the floor. So then the studs popped out. But I had the first pair for at least 10 years. And then last summer, I finally got these. A bit of subject, if you go to Amazon, you are going to find this kind of, I think they're called Valentino dupes. I believe I got these for $10, $20, I don't know, not much. I'm not saying do not buy them. The only thing I want to point out, do not think they're gonna be just like the Valentino ones. Well, first, they don't have the name, but okay, look at this one, and then look at this one. Well, you can even see how straight this one stays, and this one, it just, so, and the reason I'm pointing these out, yeah, this one, you see, this one does. The reason I'm pointing this out is because for some reason I thought when I ordered these from Amazon, it's gonna be just like this. And I was surprised that they weren't for some reason. So if you do order the dupe version, just know that you see how the sole does versus this one is just much harder. So that's the only difference I wanted to point out. Now, as I promised, I'm going to show you what I do to get most of these shoes on sale, because while I do love my luxury, I do like when I save a bit of money. To help me purchase most of my luxury shoes on sale, I go to shopstyle.com. I already have an account with them. If you do not, you will need to create one. It is free, you just need to sign up for shopstyle.com. And let's say I am looking for Manolo Blahnik shoes. And you can scroll, it displays for you all the Manolo Blahnik shoes across all the stores. But let's say I want this particular pair. All I do, I'm going to click that little heart and it is saved. So now that when this pair of shoes goes on sale, I am going to receive an email. And yes, if you purchase through ShopStyle, you also automatically get, as you saw, 8% cash back. And let's go to my email address and I will show you. And these are the sale alerts I received. Let's look at this one. Oh, so I signed up for a notification regarding this one pair of shoes. They used to be $985 and now they are on sale for $394, plus you will get 8% cash back if you go through the shopstyle.com website when you purchase them. This is how I purchase most of my shoes. I also have alerts set up for particular brands that I like. So when any of those shoes go on sale, I get an alert. Let me know in the comments below what your experience has been with finding luxury designer shoes in which you can walk for hours. And let me know also what luxury designer shoe purchases have been a waste of your money because the shoes turned out to be very uncomfortable. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.